Knowing the truth of Jesus sets you free from absorbing any negative energy. Hi guys, this is Derek, and I'm not calling you. Why am I saying this is Derek? Derek here. This video is about how you can basically, in any social situation, social situations, social interactions, they're filled with ups and downs, especially when you don't know people. You see that some people, it's like, there's little things, subtle things that happen. And because of my sickness that I had, which I talk about in my book, I became very sensitive to any kind of negative thought. And basically, brief history on my sickness. It's like I had a 10-year sickness where there was inflammation, various sources of inflammation and pains. 15 doctors couldn't help me in different countries. Finally, I had a word from God that healed me, and I found that God is good. I learned that God is good, and that changed my life. And I learned that God is not who we are taught throughout Western corporate religion, or at least how he's implied to be. And I found the real gospel, which is that of transformation and not of hey, pray a prayer to go to heaven. Okay, anyway, so I found that God feels good and he wants you to feel good. Let me just demonstrate one example of that. So again, when you're in a conversation with somebody that you don't know, it could be a group of people, it could be one person. And again, there's like this up and down. There's like somebody will say something, it may be offensive to this person. Maybe this person's talking too much and this person wanted to talk, but they interrupted them. And maybe this person says something, but this person disagrees and this person feels a little bit hurt. There's just all this stuff that I can pick up on. And I used to be very empathetic, but now it's like knowing the truth has set me free. And this is especially good for empaths who are believers. Knowing the truth of Jesus sets you free from absorbing any negative energy, because you know quite simply, and I'll explain this with logic too, it's like love covers all wrongs. If you follow Jesus according to the Gospels, not according to Western religion, corporate religion teachings, but the real Gospels, which teaches about transformation, you make becoming love your ultimate priority every day. And doing that solves all problems. Like love covers all wrong. When you become love, you just find that everything just falls into place. And when you make it about God and not about you, I can't explain how, but it all just falls into place. And this is the answer. This is the truth. You feel good. You feel energetic. You're not sick. The world is sick. And it's like, again, all this stuff that's going on with the conversation, it's like it is a sickness that we're just used to. It's like, oh, that's normal. No. Feeling at peace and feeling like you know the truth, like that's normal. And feeling good is normal. This is normal. Everything else is sickness that has been normalized by society. So when you see the people talking the way that they act, and it's like, okay, this person's hurt, this person is talking too much, so this person didn't get to talk. Nobody laughed at this person's joke. This person talked about something, but we're all not interested in it. And you see all the mix of emotions and stuff. You know that all they need is Jesus. That is the answer. That is the truth. Because if they had Jesus, if they had communion with the Father, what he does, what he does is he looks at your heart and he teaches you things. And he teaches you that love is the answer. And he encourages you to forgive. And again, if you read his word, it's all lined up with forgiveness, getting rid of fear, getting rid of the things of the world that teach us all the time. And it's like he makes you become love like him. He teaches you how to become love. And when you become love, it's like freedom. It's like you get freedom. And so I used to be an empathetic person, but these days it's like after I got born again, after I realized that God is good and feels good, wants me to feel good. He's good. In other words, he wants He wants the best for me. And I used to think like, oh, this means he wants me to survive and that's all. But no, the best for you is not suffering. The best for you is feeling good. The best for you is love. This is the best for you. This is what he wants for you. He wants you to feel good and to feel at ease and at peace and to be strong enough to walk through the fires of life. And so anyway, when you know that this is what God does and you know that he's good, you see that all these people around you, it's like you see what they need. You see the sickness, the answer to the sickness. The old me, if I were in social situations like this, I would say something, and then maybe this person would say something, and then like I could pick up on the energy. This person would feel a little bit down. This person would blah, 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 and like, and it's like an up and down thing, and it's like, I used to just wonder, okay, why did that happen? Oh, okay, maybe I should change the way that okay. And maybe he needs to do this to, and it's like, it just is a sucking of energy, and it's a sickness. The sucking of energy, if you think about it, when you think a negative thought, it takes away energy and life from your body. They did a study where they compared negative thoughts and positive thoughts. Positive thoughts would give you 50% more energy than a negative thought. Like they tested muscle strength when somebody had a negative or positive thought. So it's sapping you. All of this lack of understanding of how the world needs Jesus saps us of our energy because we don't have the understanding. We just have confusion. And it's a big mistake to go throughout life and say, I'm going to be open-minded to whatever anybody thinks and does. And then you just remain in confusion, like confusion without knowing the truth. As I write in my book, it's like I had this experience where I basically went to hell. I experienced hell, and I experienced what it was like. And one of the big objects of suffering for me was confusion, not knowing, not understanding. When is this going to end? What is that? Like nothing makes sense, and it's like, our minds. Let's take it on a logical, like on an explanation, logical level. Like if you see something, it takes your mind a split second to recognize what it is. There's a split second, but there's a trust in your mind that you're going to understand what it is. Imagine, for example, that you are shown a world around you, your whole world around you. The moment that your mind is about to understand what it could be, it changes. And then the moment it's going to understand what it could be again, it changes. And it's really hard to imagine actually when I talk about it. But it was so suffering. It was like, I can't even put a word to that. Especially if it was in hell and I like just had that for an eternity. Like, it's like God created rules. And the rules, because we're like God, we live by rules. The rule of gravity, the rule of rain, whatever. And we expect certain things in our mind to make sense because all of creation is a reflection of God's beauty and God's design. But in hell, it's like God is not present. So all of those things, those rules or those things that make sense are gone. And so everything is confusion. And like, yeah, anyway, when I experienced that, it was a taste of just one aspect of hell. So I jumped to hell when I was talking about this, but it's like we should have the truth in our heart, in our mind about right and wrong, about what people need and what they don't need. And knowing the truth that God is love, following Jesus will transform you into love. Love covers all wrongs. So any negativity, any negative feeling, any sickness, I want to call it sickness. Sickness as a result of sin is around you. Because the sin is idolatry. I'm sorry, but the sin is people. Okay, I should pause that because actually biblical sin is doing something that you know is wrong. I would say that the sin here is afflicting these people, but they don't know. I know what it is. I know what they need. And that's what gives me the confidence to just stay at peace. And when I talk to them, I'm never second guessing myself. I'm confident because I know, I trust God. I trust all that I've learned, and I trust that I'm acting in love right now. I feel the love in my heart, so I know that my action is out of love, and I cannot go wrong with love. Like, nobody's going to accuse me of anything if I'm acting out of love. So it's just an added, it's just like a confidence that you get, and it's just like a peace that you get. And it eliminates social anxiety and all this stuff. Like, again, I talk about it in my book, how logically following God will improve your life, and it's the ultimate self-improvement. So I'll put a link to the book, which is just released. I don't know when I'm putting this video up, but it's just released as of a few days ago, yesterday, from the time I'm recording this video. So yeah, try it out. I mean, you can't really try it out. Like, you have to pray, you have to like know God. He's given you the door through Jesus. Forgiveness of sin means direct communion with God. The more that you commune with him, he's the only one that knows your heart. He's the only one that can transform you into love. And over time, you'll see this confidence, this result, this ease that you feel in social situations. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.